Just in case you didn't hear it, the press reported, a no communication order has been filed in the Melly trial. The order makes Melly and Bortland completely separate. No talking, no lawyer talk, just silence. The authorities caught me off guard by forcing Bortland to snitch on him. Since Melly and he will be tried together in the upcoming trial, the prosecutors are pressuring Bortland to come forward.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
Following that, the judge would invite Melly and his attorneys to hear this announcement in court. The most terrifying aspect is that if Bortland realizes he didn't commit this major crime, he won't be able to sit there and take life in jail to the chin. This means he's likely to blame Melly and turn on him. But this happened at a good time. Since Melly's mother provided an update on his bond status, Melly's attorneys submitted their last petition to have Melly released from jail on bond until his trial in September, as reported in the press. This time, they are completely confident that Melly will be released from jail.
We just still praying. I know I said I would I'll keep everybody updated with what's happening. I know right now we're waiting. So basically the judge is going to do, I guess, a written order. So we're just waiting, and that order can come any minute, or it could come tomorrow. I don't know. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting. So everybody just keep praying, keep having faith. Oh, Tessa, stop. I've been crying too. It's been a long time coming, you know.
Due to the fact that a new bond package was prepared for him, Melly's legal team proposed an unspecified bond that would be paid by his record. Label 300 Entertainment. If the judge approved the bond, they promised that Melly would be placed under house arrest, wear an ankle monitor, and hire 24-hour security to keep observe him. Rapper That Boy Melly Coming Home I Feel It was inspired by the bond package's incredible quality, because his mother's explanation of what they've been doing to him serves as the proof that Melly isn't being treated humanely.
You saw Melly's statement just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life. As a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
His lawyers even presented the GPS evidence, which shows that Melly was actually running down the street and hiding in a bush when the crime occurred, to throw the feds into reasonable doubt.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot him. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah, he's like, yeah, there's some, I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Zach and Juby? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
His lawyers provided more evidence to support the drive-by claims, stating that no handgun was ever discovered.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what was used.
Okay.
The likelihood of Melly's release improved. However, the prosecutors took a troubling step. They brought in both his best friend, Bortland, and his ex-girlfriend, Mariah, to testify against Melly, who had been living abroad for the previous 3 years. She was supposed to testify at the first trial, but failed to appear, which led to her arrest.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
The judge reached an agreement with Mariah, who consented to testify in the second Melly trial. After being released from prison, Mariah posted on Facebook, "Thank you to my village. I love you all so much." According to the feds, a call between Mariah and Melly occurred during the crime, which could have exposed the case. But additionally, they have charged Melly with witness tampering after discovering intriguing evidence in Mariah's iCloud account that suggests she was coerced into not testifying at the initial trial. Surprisingly, the charge carries a life sentence, even if Melly removed the sack chaser and juvenile time.
State filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Since his mother discussed how unjust it is, Melly has been prohibited from using a phone for months since he allegedly saw someone messing with the jail phones.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
But if the authorities are correct and have evidence that Melly interfered with the jail phones that record all calls, then that's why they've barred him from them. But Melly has another issue with Bortland, because during the first trial, Melly's attorney attempted to blame the crime on Bortland, and Portland is upset.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. And you don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, a car riddled with. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As an investigator revealed more about the firearm powder, Melly's attorney attempted to portray Bortland as being with them when they passed, lying to the federal government, and even having gun residue on his hands following the crime.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of hot residue and 2 two-component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of hot residue and 1 two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was hot residue present on the hands.
When the court session ended that day, Bortland tweeted, "Mind games don't work on people like me," because he detested this, along with a handshake emoji, which suggests he's taking a bargain. What really frightens Melly is the way that Bortland lied repeatedly throughout the interrogation the night of the crime in an attempt to hide the crime from me.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Man, I was playing music, getting off the exit. I was already getting sleepy, almost home, you know what I'm saying? And like, just out of nowhere, like, I just heard, you know what I'm saying? So, and I ducked down, you know what I'm saying, in the car, and I almost crashed the car.
Let me back you up a few minutes. Where were you coming from?
I was coming from the studio, from Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale studio. Which way did you take?
I took I-75, 595 to
75.
Yeah.
Then you took 75.
It is evident to the officers that Portland's story is not credible, since they would expose his deception.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand, is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as one shell casing. They didn't find one piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's the class.
I mean, for whatever reason, your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are my,
these your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah,
and you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't, like, how, what do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case?
Bortland becomes irate with the officer for not believing his account, even though the interview just got worse.
I told y'all the story, and that's it, bro. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Like, cause I told y'all. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Okay, just so you know, all right, because you're saying, well, I don't want to talk anymore. There's going to be a lot more questions. There's, and we're not trying to piss you off. The thing is, we don't know your friends.
Yeah.
So the reason we have to ask all these questions, because the more we know about your friends, your lifestyle, your friend's lifestyle, your friends, his friends, and the circumstances surrounding today, the more, the easier it's going to be for us to try and solve this.
Since Portland is now attempting to remain silent and not divulge any additional information, the officer stops inquiring about the story and instead begins to focus on specifics from the night's events, such as how Portland drove, whether he collided with anything, and more.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's gonna be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here when you guys open the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's gonna be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's gonna be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's gonna be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
However, in a strange turn of events, during the interview, the officer asked Bortland directly, "Would you tell me if you knew who did this?"
By just telling me the truth, even if it's something that I don't want to hear, but I respect the truth rather than BS, okay? And it's a simple question. If you knew who did this, okay? You may or may not know. If you knew who did this, would you tell me? It's either a yes or no question. Answer.
Honestly.
Yeah, honestly. The truth. You wouldn't?
Because I wouldn't want to be a part of it. I wouldn't want to be.
When asked if he would be willing to lie directly to his face, Bortland shakes his head no, fearing that he might give a voice crack or otherwise give away that he has been lying throughout the interrogation. However, when you combine this with all the other evidence against Melly, it becomes problematic because Melly admitted to lying in a text message hours after the crime.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, "I did that," and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Additionally, he had a video of Melly and Bortland on his phone just hours after the incident, and it appeared like they were content.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! The dog still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
They showed no remorse for Sack Chaser and Juvie since Melly was content to commit the crime and increase his portion of the YNW money. just like this former O-Black member does.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around?
First told King Vaughn about this back in the day and asked him what he should do because YNW is a registered business where she and Bortland performed concerts, sold merchandise, and promoted businesses to make money. Juvie and Sachaceres wanted an even 25% split of the money among the four members, but they did nothing for it. Nevertheless, the same money in that YNW bank account appears to be running low. It was revealed that Melly's mother started a fan account while he was on trial, which shocked the internet and caused academics to share this.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's gonna be starting her own. And I gotta be honest with y'all, man, like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, you know, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
When Melly's mother and brother discussed his money in this interview 2 years ago, followers online disputed with academics who said it wasn't about money.
I would assume that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what bro. But
Yeah.
he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want to change no more.
His mother may have been going through a difficult time for the past 7 years, but it's conceivable that she just wanted to get her mind off the trial because she broke down several times throughout the first trial, and Melly asked how she was doing.
Sorry.
We'll just don't do it.